We officially crossed over the $40 trillion national debt mark. Yes, said again, $40 trillion with a T yesterday as a nation of U.S. national debt. This is only possible by me, you, and our corrupted ass government that we allow the same power to run us dry and broke. But we have one of our senators here, Senator Rick Scott, former governor of so-called great state of Florida, saying this yesterday, which is all BS. But we let him
This
talk.
is not good. Our national debt just hit $40 trillion. $40 trillion. $40 trillion. Here's what that means. The cost of everything go up. The value of the dollar is going to go down. So if you're a hardworking American family, your paycheck's not going to go as far. This has got to stop. We need to balance the budget. We need to get inflation under control. We need to make sure that people can afford a house, a car, their education, groceries, all these things. You're not going to do it with $40 trillion of debt. This is not.
Now, you think that makes sense, right? Senator Rick Scott voted for the one big beautiful bill, what raises the statutory limit to $5 trillion and projected by Congress bill office to increase the deficit by $3.4 trillion in the next 10 years. So, Senator Rick Scott, former governor in my state of Florida, you and your cronies, GOP so-called conservatives, had voted to increase the debt ceiling, keep on signing off the CR, the 10-year resolution bills, and keep spending without budgeting anything. You guys had Doge. You kicked Elon Musk Doge out because you didn't want the cutbacks. You don't want to stop the spending because you and your cronies are keep getting richer and richer. So $40 trillion is something that you couldn't even imagine in the nation. Like I said, we're not voting our way. Like I said, we're not voting our way out of this. We are not voting our way out of this mess. And I want people to understand what's truly going on here. This is crazy to even think of $40 trillion and counting. It's only going up day by the seconds. The U.S. national debt has surpassed $40 trillion for the first time, making a staggering new milestone in the country borrowing. Treasury data released on Wednesday showed total outstanding federal debt reaching roughly $40.5 trillion, with about 32 trillion held by the public and 7.7 trillion in intergovernment holdings. The debt had more than doubled since 2017. Who was in office then? Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump, when he's done in office, he's going to be responsible for one third of our national debt, which is mind blowing. Underscoring the scale of the government long term financial challenge. The national debt, when Donald Trump entered the Oval Office in his second term, was $36.2 trillion, making an estimate of $3.8 trillion just far in his current term. He still have 2 more years to go. Payments have become an increasingly sudden burden, while Social Security, Medicare, and defense spending accounts for major portion of federal outliers. The Congress Budget Office (CBO) project that the debt held by the public will rise about 101% of gross domestic product (GDP) in 2026 to 120% by 2036. The debt milestone also comes as a difficult political movement for Trump, while economic approval ratings have declined amongst concern over inflation, gas prices, and cost of living, and the war with Iran. This makes no sense. What is the national debt? The national debt represents the total amount of money the federal government have borrowed over time to cover spending that exceeded its revenue. While the $40 trillion milestone reflects decades of borrowing under presidents and Congress of both parties, the president can have influence on the trajectory of the debt through policies involving taxes, government spending, and economic growth. Tax cuts that reduce federal revenue or new spending program can increase budget deficits, while policies that boost economic growth and government revenue can help improve the government financial position. The CBO currently projects 1.9 trillion federal deficit in the fiscal year 2026. Can't make this shit up, guys.